Yeah.
Should I tell this what?
No, it's not bad.
It was open for all.
Not bad. It's not bad. Good boy. look at that. Oh, you get in there. You know what I know it. We're gonna scissor and shape all of that up and blend it in later with all the scissor work. These on you. Otherwise it would look so choppy. I don't want it to look like that. And that is my favorite part. Getting to do all the scissoring and shaping and blending. Just to make you look super cute. Such a good baby. Oh man. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. And we're going to just brush up all your fur. That way all of it stands up. So when I go through it, it'll be even everywhere. I don't have any real hairs sticking up too badly. We want all of this to just blend in nicely. So,
Wow, you didn't do a before picture?
I'm doing a video. Yeah, we're doing a video of your haircut today. The first video ever for Cubby. Right, Cubby? Show everybody else how we get you to look so cute. Yeah. And the amount of time that we have. Right? Right, Cubby? My Chris Christensen brush. Better for longer coats, thicker coats, to help back brush. Get the hair up. Less touch resistance. Right, buddy? That way we get you done quicker. Brushes right through those tangles, huh? Yeah. Alright. What? What again? Oh boy. Come on, let me see. Let me see. Alright. There we go. There we go, man.
William just a jump down.
Okay, come over here. Brush this up. Show some more I see on this side a little bit. Try to fix that a little bit more. It's not too bad. Just want to get a little bit more out before I start doing my scissor work. It's not too bad, is it, Cubby? Oh, such a good baby. That's just going to make this easier. Uh-huh. Alright. Go ahead and shape up your head. Ready? Not really. This is the part you don't like. We have to do your head. It's alright though. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. We got a little snag there. We'll leave that alone and get back to it later. Take it out. Because the coma touch is not going to go through that. I don't think. I could try. Oh, no, it didn't. Wasn't as bad as I thought. Just your hair's so long, sometimes it's hard to tell. Like a boy. You're a good baby. You're such a good baby for this. Yeah. Let me try this side. Nope. Alright, so let's try and brush some of that out. See if we can break up the matting. Little tangles you got going on there. Not bad. I don't think it's ever bad with you. Not really. That just means it found the knot. It's not hurting you. It doesn't hurt, does it, buddy? Does it, Cubby? You know your cute little round face. And I'll make it very round when we get to the shaping. It's always best to do the left side, the left hand when you come down the side, and the right to the right on this side. Makes it more even on the clipper work that you're doing. You don't ever have to press down like super hard. No, that would be uncomfortable. You don't want to do that. Plus it could be like indentations on the coat. You bring it down more than you want to, causing it to look like a gap. You don't want to do that. Do it, Cubby. That's not what we're here for. Alright, here. See, we got all this. You're such a good boy. There we go. There we go, baby. But then we were nothing. Alright, so let's go ahead and skim the inside. All this hair on the outside. See if we can do that. Don't press hard, just lightly skim, so when you're plucking the ears later and scissoring, all of that's out of the way now. You don't even have to worry about it. It's all gone. Next side, same thing. All right, baby, stop. Come on. Good boy. Have to be very careful when you're doing that. You could just skim underneath the armpits. That way you don't get the hair too long to where it gets matted later. Hey, such a good boy, aren't you? You're doing good for this. And then we gotta do your sanitary areas, clean up. Your good baby. These are my cordless 5-in-1 wall chromata lithium clippers. Whatever you want to use is fine, as long as there's a 10 blade around the sanitary. Baby. Now the reason I'm going fast is because Mom and Dad expect him done in about an hour, which is his normal time. But I did tell some people I would do this video with him next time, so you can see how I get him, the results I get. Now I didn't, while I was force drying, and I took the nozzle off around the force dryer, I had both of them on the setting for my cam. What is it? The K92. I have the K92 force dryer, and I took the force dryer nozzle off and had both settings on. I had it on the highest, and I just blow dried his head with that, and then force dried all this, and then I took the nozzle off and just kind of dried it the rest of the way when it was almost like 95% dry or something, and just to kind of fluff it up. So that was the drying. And then once I'm done with all this clipper work on his feet and everything, we are going to go over him again with the Ultramax finishing spray, and then brush him out with the pink Chris Christensen coral brush. That'll just smooth out his coat even more, give it that softer appearance, and make it easier when I'm doing the scissor work, when I start doing that, which is going to be coming up soon, shortly here, because we have the feet left, the nails to clip before we touch and round the feet, so that way we don't have to go back and fix the rounding of the feet. It's always important to do your nails, if you can, before you start shaping your feet. Otherwise, you're going to have to go back again and neaten up the shaping of the feet after you do the nails, if you didn't do them before the shaping of the feet. Because otherwise you're just going to have little hairs sticking out. It's not going to look like a clean shape of the feet. So his feet, paw pads are done with a 40 blade. You don't have to dig in. He doesn't have any knots in there. Tangles. Now, in between the eyes, like just the very corner, I usually will take just the very edge corners there. I'll take a 30 because it's really clean. It gets all that gunk that might still be deep down there. It just gets all that out. And then I'll switch to the 10 for the middle and kind of scoop that out. I'll skim shape it a little bit. But the rest, I don't do a lot. I don't like dig in there or anything like that. Just enough to clean it up. So I don't have to keep going over and over it with the shears to try and like get it out. It'll keep it cleaner. It'll keep it to where the hair won't grow around the eyes so quickly, but it doesn't look shaped. It just looks like I already started shaping it with the shears, but I used my cordless clippers to help cheat. So, come here, Cubby, show them. See? Okay. I don't know if you can see that, but I'll bring this forward so you can see it. See? And that just looks better. It's quicker. It's going to cut back on your time if you're not just trying to do it with shears the whole time. Alright. I'm going to just skim over the blood. And I got everything for the most part. And sanitary. Just got to get these armpits, which is just skimming. You shouldn't ever have to really press tight unless there's matting in there or something. Then you got to go slower and carefully work it out. I'm going to pause it now because I have to vacuum and I don't think you want to hear that. Okay, we're back. That took like about 30 seconds to vacuum. Not that long. But it also got rid of a lot of his hair, so when we start doing the scissor work, I'll be able to see more of what I need to trim, what the body's shaped like, what it looks like. This is the spray. That's the Ultramax finishing spray. It really helps soften the coat. It gets a lot of that. Just if there's any tangles, it helps brush them out with less resistance. Just kind of helps your brush go right through it. And since we already brushed with the other brush, now we can use the paintbrush. This one. These two together, you need both, in my opinion. This is the first one I bought, which is really good. And then when you can, get that one. You need them both. This one's good. He's got a thick ear hair. It's very thick. His hair, his coat, really thick. This just helps. It's okay. This just helps get through that. And then this one softens it, and it's not as the bristles on the black one are going to be a little bit stronger. And that's why you don't press too much with this one. You shouldn't need to. It just helps break up the bigger mats and stuff without really pulling on the ears or wherever there's matting, without pulling too much in that area. It has longer bristles than this one too. This one just helps soften it, and it gets the littler tangles out, and the bristles aren't as harsh. It's softer, more comfortable for them. Yeah, more comfortable for the babies. It softens the look of their coat. It just kind of runs through gently without really bothering them too much. Cubby doesn't like being brushed though. He's not a big fan for brushing, but he lets me still do it. He just would rather not get brushed if he could have an opinion or say in it. But he's a pretty good boy. He's a pretty good baby. Mom and Dad do a really good job of keeping him brushed out. I really don't ever run into too many tangles or anything on him. Yeah, not really. And if you can look at his ears, it looks like I was there the whole time with a fluff dryer and a brush doing it, but I wasn't. It was my tools, my spray, the type of coat he has a lot to do with it as well. But I mean, that's a quicker way to get the same results. I don't have a fluff dryer, so I have to find other ways, other cheats. Yeah. Alright. So that stuff's done. Right, Cubby? Now I gotta just real quick, I have to go over, trim his nails, which he does not like, by the way. He's not a fan of the nail trimming. He's not. He'd just rather not do that. I'm trying to check and see if they're long enough. They're not really that long. So with him, I'm just gonna file his nails because they're too short to clip, but they still have that very sharp edge at the end of them that makes it to where it'll scratch you. Yeah, you're not a fan of the Dremel. He never has been. This Dremel is my husband's because mine died. This one is like a bigger Dremel. Normally I would use, but it's what I have right now, so that's what I'm using. And I have the diamond bit piece on it, which it just makes the nails so much smoother and it gets through it quicker. I picked up a 2-pack of these from the Foxy Roxy Supply Company. I think they were like 24, 25 bucks. Maybe $28 and change after tax. I don't know if it's still that price for them, but I would definitely, wherever you get it for pet grooming, for nails, I would definitely get it. This thing is awesome. And it has in the middle where you can stick the nail in there and kind of go around too a little bit. It's pretty cool. Alright, so his nails are done. Now to move on to the scissor work for Cubby. And we are going to need our shears for him. Alright, so I have my shears, whatever shears work for you guys, whichever ones are your feet shears, you know, good for her feet. Mine are gonna be the Blue Breeze from Guide. These are really good for feet. Just start going around. I don't want to keep getting in the way. I don't know if you guys can see this. Just go around and go up a little bit. Go under. And flip them the other way and do the same thing on the other side. Try not to get too close to the nail, because then you're gonna have a nail show. But try not to make it too far away either. Just shape it, and it should come out when it's done looking like that. It should come out looking. I can do it. Okay. Should come out looking. If I can get this over here. Should come out looking like this. So if you can get, stop, Cubby. If you can get the foot to look like that and shape it like that. Cubby does not like to show, I guess, his feet. Yeah, sorry. This is my first video, so I'm trying so hard. That's his foot now. Okay. Now showing the foot. So if you can see what I mean. Okay, let's see. So that's his foot. And then we're gonna do the other foot. We're gonna do all the feet the same way. And then it's always good to try and put your, if you're gonna lift the foot to shape, it's always good to try and put your fingers underneath so you know where the paw pad is, so you do not accidentally trim into the paw pad itself. And you get an idea of where the nails are and everything else while you're shaping. You try to keep your little face out of the way because they can get curious like Cubby over here does. Cubby. Oh, I think he's just bored. And if you move all these little hairs out, you're gonna be able to see the outline of the foot a whole lot better than you would if you didn't. It would kind of look messy because you'd have all those little hairs in the way. And you just burped, didn't you? Good job, Cubby. All right. So there's his front foot. I'm gonna show you the front foot. That's his front foot. So there's his front foot. So that's the front. Really quick. Hold on. Okay. I switched it over. Okay. So Cubby's front foot. See, you can see the outline really good. And then I just have this foot to shape and this foot. So you can see both feet. Those are the feet I have left to shape. I have not done yet. But since you can watch me, I mean, probably saw more better on the other side. You're not going to be able to see too much on this side, but I usually go a little bit quicker than this, but I'm doing this video, so it's a little bit slower today. But these get through thick hair, these shears get through thick hair and just leave a really soft, well blended touch to it. And it also depends on you too, and you know, your pressure, your wrist movement, everything else, the dog, how they're moving, your little furry client. You know, just all of that comes into play with how the foot's gonna look. I can also take some pictures. I'll take some pictures too. I didn't take any before pictures, I mean, but I'll still do a before picture from the video, but I can do an after picture as well once I get done with Cubby here. I wish I had one of those little things that would hold my phone while I'm grooming so you could actually see it closer up. I'll have to look into that. Cubby's pretty good though for this stuff because he knows it means he gets to go home sooner, I think. So he just lets me do what I gotta do here. He don't care. He cares more about when I'm brushing him than anything. The brushing and his face. He's not a big fan of too much around his face. He gets kind of finicky about his face. He's a good boy though. He's a good boy. Alright, so once the feet are done, that's when you're gonna move on. I'll get on that side eventually and do that side too, but once your feet are done, that's when you just move on to your legs. You're going to shape your legs well. Shape them so they blend well into the bottom part just above the foot, because if you scissored it correctly when you did the foot, you shouldn't have to go too far down. And it's good to try and get all the hair you can, like I said before, off his standing area of the table. Some people will, scissor and just leave hair all over the table, but it's really hard to get a good shaping of what it a good idea of the shaping, actually, of what your scissor shaping looks like on the body when you got all the hair kind of in the way. It's just in the way. So sometimes it can trick you into thinking that there's more hair sticking out in places when it's not. It's just loose hairs. Not really anything you have to trim. And plus, for me, it's just, it's a pet peeve of mine. Everybody has a different one. That's mine. If you're fine and it doesn't bother you, and you can do just fine with the hair there, then that's you. That's just my personal experience, opinion, pet peeve, to not leave all that hair there. I think it just gives you a better idea so you can kind of see what the shaping really looks like. Plus it kind of distracts me, like I get distracted by all that hair because it just, I want to clean it up off my table while I am doing all this scissor work. So it slows me down because I keep thinking about it, I keep looking at it. It just needs to go somewhere. This is my most favorite part, is getting to do the shaping on the dogs, because once I start doing the shaping, I can start just seeing it all come together, knowing that I'm getting there to the finishing point. But I just think it's satisfying to me. It's very satisfying when I get to do all this scissor work and shape it all in, make them look cute. I absolutely, even though my hand gets tired sometimes and when I'm exhausted, but I do absolutely love to do the blending, the shaping, the scissoring with good shears. Like, if you have to see what shears work best for you. What works for you? What works good with the dog's type of coat? Which ones will the dog let you use? Because, no two shears are pretty much the same. And some will make noise that will just, some dogs are noise sensitive. And if they are, a trick that I've learned for that, when they're noise sensitive, is sometimes you can use the happy hoodie on them, which I have right here, and it goes on their head and over like that, but over the hole, over the ears. And I've had dogs that are noise sensitive, and when I'm scissoring, I've tried that where I've just put the happy hoodie, with this leg to get here because he's moving, and that way the leg's not in the way and I can shape it right here. But when I've had dogs that I've used that are noise sensitive, when I'm scissoring and I've tried that, most of them it will work. Most of them it will. And it's a little less anxiety for them. They're not so nervous. It's really good for anxiety. It's a really good tool to utilize for anxiety for certain puppies, certain fur babies. It's just we're here to, you know, help them out any way we can to make it easier for them, make it easier for us. Alright, and then just what I like to do is comb that hair up a little bit. Move around, see what is sticking out, and then just shape it in the way it should be. You know, you go over these grooms, you talk to the pet parents, you see what the owners want to do as far as the look that they have in mind and what you can do and what you feel comfortable doing, obviously, too. Because we know some people, you know, want their dogs fluffy, but we can't do it. So we go over what we can do. He's a really good boy for this. All this shaping and everything we're doing. He's such a good boy. And right now I'm just kind of going along here. Line up the belly, looking under and making sure I get all of that. Get the rest of this leg. See, and then I know right around here we got some hair sticking out. But that's why to me it's so important to try and move all those loose hairs out of the way. So I'll know if it's actually a loose hair or if it's hair I need to trim that's around that mat. Okay, so that side's done. And now we gotta move on to this side. This is the side you guys been wanting to see. I mean, there's so many ways you can go about with this way, with him, with his coat. Doing it this way, I'll be able to blend everything in better because it's all telling me alright. And I can also unhook this to just kind of go my hair, still blend in and scissor the front. I'm flipping my shears because of the curve that kind of goes in this way. And then he likes to back up, so we're going to put this back, or else he's going to back up while I'm scissoring. And it's going to look like there's a big hole in his fur. So, and when I'm lifting the legs like this, I don't really have to, when he's being good and he's just kind of like chilling and just standing here for me like a good boy that he is, I don't have to really like use too much pressure like or anything. He's so used to it and he knows what to expect. See how he just put his foot in my hand? He knows what to expect. He knows if he just puts it up, I'm just gonna shape his leg. Nothing bad's gonna happen. And if you give them that little bit of a heads up, per se, to kind of just give them a minute to adjust, like let them know, hey, I'm grabbing your foot. You know, you just take a minute to pause. You grab their foot and you just kind of gently, like, you don't have to do it fast because that's what startles them, kind of. Definitely. You just do like that, and usually dogs respond a lot better than they would with sudden movements. He's a very good boy. Very good boy. Hey, Cubby, say you're a good boy. You're a good boy? Alright. Now to do this part of his body. Kind of try to see if there's any hair under here sticking out around his armpit area. Just a little bit, not much. Nothing too concerning. And then I'll use this to see if I missed any. I did, of course. Already saw it kind of. If it doesn't blend well, that typically means there's a longer piece of coat in there, piece of fur. Alright, so we got that. So now we gotta get this leg. In order to do that, I need to lift this leg to get him to stand on that leg because he's not wanting to do that part. He doesn't really like, I don't know, something about his back legs. I don't like it when he's got to do that part. He's a very good boy though. Okay. And good job, Cubby. And like I said, find the shears that work well for you with the dog's coat, with how you need to function them. Sometimes you're obviously going to need more than one shear for one part of the body that you're working on. But whatever part it is you're working on, like say you're working on the legs, don't use different shears. If you're going to work on the legs and you want them all to look the same, you're going to use the same shears so you'll get the same outcome. Don't want to switch to like 3 different shears or 4 different shears or 2 different shears, because they're not all going to look exactly the same as far as just how they look for softness or whatever you're looking for with the coat. You want to stick, if you're already shaping a leg with one shear and it looks really good, don't switch to another one. Use that one for the rest of them. But if it looks bad and you want to gently, lightly go over it with another pair you think might work better, do that. There's nothing wrong with doing that as long as you're not taking a drastic change in length. Like his tail, I'm not going to use those shears. I have my longer shears that are also blueberries. These are very long, not as dramatic of a curve. These are the speed cutters, handmade, and they're longer, but they're gonna leave a better shape on the tail, and it just gets through it that much quicker. And because they're longer and the tail's so long, you're not gonna see where the tip of the other shears have ended. It's just gonna make it look like one smooth blending, one clean cut on the tail. Okay, so his tail's done. Alright, so we got the body all done. The last thing we have to do now is gonna be his face. Now, he likes to move around for his face. So, I will see what I can do for you guys to see this, because I don't know if you're going to be able to see it or not. He likes to sit too for his face and other things, so I'll usually put another grooming loop here. This one's not long enough. This is one I need. He's really good. He'll just kind of chill there. I don't recommend just leaving your dogs hanging out there if you don't know them and you're not right there to be quick about it. If they decide they want to walk somewhere, that's not on the table. But he's really good. I don't have to worry about him. He's a good boy. Aren't you? He's a good boy. And typically, what they taught me in grooming school, if you want to do it first, the visor. You do the visor first, or you can do all these little hairs right here. And you can like use your thinning shears. I have the, again, the Blue Breeze thinning shears. I love these things. These are great for doodles and dogs with good coats. They're also just quicker to get through it. Blends it very softly. Have these things forever. And that way, that'll start my shaping and get it softer. He's got a little tangle there, not bad though. It's not tight to anything. So we worked that out. That wasn't bad. Alright, now with his visor, I will be using my Foxy Roxy Swifty Fox. These are really, really good for doing your curved little reed round heads. I love these things for that. And I joined their Scissor of the Month Club. I'm not in it now, but I was just to see. And these are by far my favorite. These for heads. You can even do those beveled round feet for them and everything. They're great. I love these things. They're awesome. So for Cubby, really good. I don't want to be in the way. I know I am. Not trying to be. So. And he is a good boy. Yes, you are. But this helps when you have it set up this way to where this is kind of here. He can't. It just makes it so much better for when you're trying to shape the face and they're not putting their head down all the way, because if they sit, the head goes up. You're trying to shape stuff, but they keep moving, and then it just changes what you're trying to do, and you're basically like going everywhere trying to work around your pup, and it's just making it take longer and more time. This way, you know, they're not moving everywhere. You're gonna get done without them moving everywhere. I like to flip the ear and just comb all this, and then just kind of any hairs that are sticking up, I don't press hard. I just kind of go over it just to start shaping it, and you get the idea in your head of how you want it shaped. And if you're comfortable with whatever shears you have, you know what to do to get that look. It should be pretty easy to get it. Especially with these, if you want a really round, curved face, these are really good for it. They catch the hairs really well, and they just kind of blend well into it. They don't, it's not a harsh cut. Never harsh. I've had them, and these are great. And he is a very good boy. He is so used to this. He knows when we're here. Like, he knows when he's coming here, though. He don't want to come here, but when he's here, he's a very good boy. Yes. Come in. Now, you have to be careful around here. I know some people make comments if I post pictures about, oh, well, it would have looked better, it would have looked cleaner if you just would have got more of the hairs around the mouth and the lips, but, you know, it's not, it is a little bit of a risk, just because if they decide to stick their tongue out, then you're going to cut their tongue. So sometimes I'd rather leave a little bit more hair and not try to do it so closely. Plus it doesn't look as natural, I'd say. Sometimes it looks really good when you can do that, but it's still, to me, it's still a risk that you're taking that is just not always necessary. Especially if you know that it's a dog that is prone to constantly wanting to stick his tongue out, or even just more than they should. He really likes to kind of lick and stick that tongue out. So I just don't push it. I don't think I need to take that risk. It's not worth it. I think he's still gonna look cute to where, you know, you don't really have to worry about that. And then that's his face. Really nice, round face. With these shears that I use, these are the ones I use. You saw the trick I used in between his eyes there. And I got the same result I would have got spending more time using thinning shears and the scissors. I just really quick did that, and I made my outline pretty much. And I just had to go over it quicker doing it that way. See how he likes to do that? That's why I don't really try to get too close, because he's got all these hairs in here, but it's not worth it taking that risk with the dog's tongue. It's just not. Let's not do that, right? Anyway. And he's very good. He is a very good boy today, aren't you? But you're always good. Say, you're always cute. This is Cubby. Cubby is such a cute little man. Alright, now all I have to do is his ears. The best way I find to do ears is just like this. Find the ear leather. I already know where it's at. You can just go like this, run your finger, and whatever length you're gonna do, just go a little bit, and then just, once you do that part, you just look under and make sure all the hairs are even. But that's the best, easiest way to trim the ear hair, because even if they're moving their head and stuff, the ear's still here, all the ear. So they may move to look, whatever, but you have it set to where even if they move, you can still kind of trim in that area without worrying about accidentally trimming it shorter or messing up the shape of how you want it trimmed or accidentally cutting into the ear. You don't have to worry about any of that. That's the best way to do it. And that, folks, is how you do it. He is done. He is done. His feet are cute. He's cute. Cubby. And that's it. That's how you get the little cute round head and the little round feet. And you shape up the body and you blend it in. And that's it. That's it. That's how he's gonna look. I don't know how well you can see it, but I hope this helps. I don't know how much you got from it, but have a good night.